Welcome back to another episode of Requesting Good Company. It's been 4 weeks since you last seen us, and we're back. We had some ups, we had some downs, but here we are, still sound. You can see the Eagles, we're flying high. What up, John?
I'm feeling good after today, after the last couple weeks. Seems like they've really fixed some things. Offense is flowing a lot better. And today, we finally got to see a glimpse of what we were so accustomed to last year. And that was Saquon Barkley doing Saquon Barkley things. First out of the gate, first 20, 30 seconds of the game, he rips a 65 yarder for a touchdown.
Second
Uh,
play of the
just
game.
just became very, very used to seeing that last year and hoping that, with the addition of the passing game improving, that these runs we're going to see more of these runs and we're going to get healthier on that offensive line. I tend to think that Dickerson has been banged up all year. We're heading into this bye. It's really going to be like this is it for him. Like this is his only time to really get healthy and get right. I don't think he's been healthy the entire time. We were without Cam Jurgens today. You can see what the differences are very easily whenever these two guys or whenever you have any kind of mix up combination on the offensive line. When these guys don't play, those lanes aren't there anymore. Those running lanes, and whenever you play a front like this New York Giants defense, those big runs are a little hard to overcome or are hard to have the way that we've become used to seeing Saquon Barkley run. Giants are just so strong in the middle of that defense. And, another big thing today was Cam Scatterboo going down. Hate to see anybody get hurt. Obviously all the chatter online is, it's a hip drop tackle. That's illegal. Should have been flagged, blah, 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 blah. Bottom line, he's going to be done for the year. This Giants team, they're 2-7. Man, they got good football players on that roster, but they don't have a winning culture yet. They're going to be a thorn in our side in the near future, but it's not now.
Yeah. Uh, a couple points on today's game that I thought were interesting. The first one, no AJ, obviously. That's all right. Hamstring situation.
A lot of talk and chatter and speculation around that.
One thing I am glad that AJ did come out and say, he's like, no, this is my home. Like AJ has never been one of those like full vocal players of like this is that, everybody makes these accusations off of AJ based off of his body language and the things he's going through, you
Hmm.
know. But
It's
to
just
hear
it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense for the Eagles to make a move like this, even if
it
some
costs us money.
big time team came. Yeah, the cost of money, and if some team came and offered them anything astronomical, which for the Eagles to even consider it, I think would have to include 2 first-round picks. But with that being said, going into a bye, you're 6-2. You seem to fix things on both sides of the ball. No, our best wide receiver needs to stay in the room, and we're going to try to run this thing back.
Yeah.
And after games like today and seeing what the Eagles were able to accomplish without AJ, I don't see how this team isn't built to do that. They little leaky at times on defense. They're still battling injuries on that side of the ball, though. Pass rush was a little improved, a huge improvement from that first game against the Giants. They weren't able to get home at all on Dart in that
Oh,
first game, and Jalen Hunt had a good game today.
Jalen Hunt, surprising. You know,
Hmm. Hmm.
another thing that is sneaky that has came back for our defense is N'Kobe Dean.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
it's it shows.
Yeah. For
Him,
sure.
Bond, Campbell,
Campbell.
Campbell's going down. He's playing some defensive end now too as well. So it's
Hmm.
just it seems like it's to be clicking. I wish that we had another strong corner besides just Quinion. And I seen
Yeah.
that Cooper DeJean playing outside a lot today. So
Hmm.
that was good for our defense.
I saw him struggling a little bit with that today as well, though.
No, because you
Yeah.
can't put somebody who's been playing uh a nickel just consistent.
Yeah, and
And then
playing nickel as good as anybody in the league right now, and when you move him from that spot, it hurts you.
you
So
see
we
what they
have
did. That happened with CJ Gardner Johnson when he played for the Saints. And
mhm.
it happened with Malcolm Jenkins a lot back in the day when he was playing for the Saints.
So
But
as of I think the NFL trade deadline is November 4th. So that's a week from Tuesday. So you have time to upgrade that corner position if you think you need to. You got time to upgrade that edge position because, we know Brandon Graham in year 16 isn't, he provides a little bit of a boost, but not
he's
the
a culture
boost.
boost.
Yeah, for
He's
sure,
a
for
culture
sure.
boost for sure. Uh,
Hmm.
but there's been talks of uh, what's the guy from Cincinnati?
Trey Hendrickson, yeah.
He's
Uh,
all right.
Yeah, I mean he's a good player, but you're probably giving up a package that's a little less than what the Packers gave up for Parsons, and you're not getting the same player. So I wouldn't put a bunch of resources in going and trading for a big time edge because there's a possibility it could be a rental or you're looking to extend him after that, and that's just not a move I see the Eagles making in the regular season. It is something that they'll have to address, but I mean, this looks like it's it. This is our group up front. This is our
It's a nice
secondary
group.
for right now. Yeah,
It's a Super Bowl winning group. Let's not
yeah,
don't
yeah,
yeah, I don't want the fans or the viewers to see like, hey, this ain't it. No, this is still it.
yeah.
This I mean,
And
this
the rush was good for the most part today.
is decent.
Dart is going to be a good quarterback in this league.
Well,
I
he's shifty for sure, but there was many a times where we had him in the backfield, just finish the play.
Yeah.
I think a big one that I seen was Oba. What's his name? Oh, he wasn't in today. What's his name? It might have been Campbell, to be honest, or Trotter, maybe. I don't know.
Hmm.
Someone was back there, literally had him. He comes, spins around, does like five different moves. He's in the
Hmm.
backfield for like 8 seconds, and then somebody finally gets open. And Reed
Yep.
Blankenship's like, I can't guard him for 20 seconds down the field.
Right.
So I mean, this team, but going back 4 weeks ago, we were here. We had a different team, honestly.
Right.
I think we might have been undefeated at that time. We had uh
Our last show was before the Denver game for sure.
yeah, so we were undefeated. Um then we turned around and had uh a guy retire on us. We lose, your UK boy retired on us, gave up on us, but we ain't
Yeah.
gonna talk.
I know. I know. He was leading the team in sacks.
He said he was done. He was done.
So
What he could
bizarre.
do. And then turn around, I go to the actual Denver game. I'm in there in person. Watch a complete referee debacle, but we shouldn't even been in that position for the referees to take the game from us.
Right.
Then
And another interesting play today, late in the fourth quarter. We Uche got that strip sack. What is the call? What is the clarification on what you're allowed to do? If that arm is not moving forward in the slightest, I think it's a fumble, and they took that one away at the game that you went to.
yeah, it's been a lot of like tricky plays, and people say like, oh, the push plays and everything, but can we just call the normal stuff now? Can we get can we get some calls on the normal stuff, the blocks in the backs, the pass interferences on Goddard in the Denver game? Like,
Hmm.
can we get those? Like, but today I do feel like there was some calls that were against for us that were not the
Yeah.
greatest call. So
We're constantly having to address this tush push thing. You
that was
know,
definitely a
I
fumble though.
I think I think we're getting to the point where, it is definitely going to get banned this off season,
Oh yeah.
and we'll be able to stop hearing the crying about it.
Well, the people
Um,
who voted for us, we've gotten. I mean, the Giants were against it, so obviously they'll stay against it. But I'm pretty sure the Broncos were for it,
mhm,
so that's gonna affect us. And then the Bills were for it, so
right.
yeah, that plays out.
Yeah, we're gonna have to answer that Bills bell at the end of the year too. because we got to play them. But I feel like a lot of it with the tush push is like if you're on the wrong side of it, then you're probably going to vote against it, especially if it's controversial.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't you though?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a frustrating play, and I'm not oblivious to the fact that it does look like our guard Steen specifically moves early a lot on that. He's been given a tall ask and just in general replacing Mekhi Becton this year and has struggled at times. And I think that you can see that in our run game as well, just because the lanes haven't opened up for Saquon the way that they did last year. But Jalen today, very good, I think. Took a pitiful sack late in the fourth quarter, lost about 20 yards, but then we gained it all back on Tank Bisbee's big run, which was
Hank
a
Bigsby
surprise.
stepped up.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
stepped up.
starting to make some big plays. For a few weeks there, we were sitting there wondering, Howie, why did you send a fifth and a sixth for this guy? Because all he had done to that point up until today, I think he had a couple good runs last week or maybe the week before, but all he had done up until that point was just bad plays on special teams because they had him back at return, and but up until this year, he's been known as one of the best return men in the league, and had not helped us. Shipley had a big return on early in the first half. So they're getting good field position. They're moving the ball well. Jalen's hitting the guys that he's got to hit. Devontae Smith's playing at an all-pro level. You know,
Devontae Smith might be a wide receiver one. Or
yeah, yeah. Well,
he might be one, and AJ might be two. And I hate to say that because I
we're
re-
lucky. We're lucky enough to have two of them. I'm so happy to see Devontae have games like this. It's just gotta keep running, man. Now we're going to get into the thick of our schedule and play some hard games. Got a week off. Play Green Bay. Host uh
so
host Detroit.
so looking at I mean, we do have some notable injuries. I think a lot of them will be okay after the bye. We're talking our offensive line, AJ, Saquon got a little hammy today. Jalen took some hits today, some real hits, and I don't think people notice it as much because he's such a hard runner, but he took some hits today, some real hits.
Oh yeah.
Um, I do believe going forward for our rest of our schedule, it looks a lot more difficult than what we expected based off of the way these teams are playing.
Got a lot of contenders in there.
Unfortunate, but it is okay. I do believe, and this is how I have it played out. We'll go bar for bar on the rest of the season. I mean,
Hmm.
we'll be back in four more games to talk about it, obviously. So we got Monday night coming back out of the bye against Green Bay. I think that's a dub. We beat them three times last year. It felt like
Twice.
twice,
Yep.
but it felt like
Hmm.
three. I think we haven't lost to Green Bay in a while. But it's at Green Bay in Lambeau
Yep.
Monday night,
Hard
8:15.
game. Hard game.
Hard game,
Put
27,
on your big boy pants. I mean, to this point,
34.
most people would probably say that these two teams that game next Monday night. Well, no, no, not next Monday night. The following Monday night will be probably the best two teams in the NFC facing each other.
Them lines are still around. Uh,
Yeah, Green Bay beat Detroit.
yeah, fluky,
Mm.
fluky, fluky, fluky.
We got to turn around and
The
play
Giants beat
Detroit.
us.
Yeah, yeah.
Fluky.
It's one of those years, and I've been telling a lot of people this. It's just one of those years where there's a lot of different, there's a lot of parity. The bad teams aren't that bad. I mean, you saw today in Cincinnati, the Jets absolutely stole one from Cincinnati in a game that they were dominating, and
Cincinnati fluke.
yep. And, still, I was shocked by New England beating Buffalo a few weeks ago. There's little things around the league where, I think we've been caught off guard this year. No one expected the Ravens to start 1-5. So, there's a lot
But
of weird
see,
stuff going on.
yeah, Lamar being out helps a lot of people. But right now, the Cowboys are losing to Broncos. Broncos,
Mhm.
Broncos were a sneaky team.
Contender, for sure.
Sneaky team, but
Absolutely.
that's all right. All right, going back. So Green Bay, what are you saying? Eagles win, obviously. But what's the score?
I think it'll be close. I think the Eagles
I
They
don't.
they need to go in there and win like a 27-20 game.
I think okay, I was saying 34-10, but it's I don't know.
34-10, man, they're good. That defense is good.
Coming off a bye with every oh no. We
Mm.
haven't seen a full healthy Eagles team since week one against Dallas.
Since the Super Bowl, really, because you
Well,
know,
even week one, somebody who was out week
uh,
one.
well,
Jalen
Jalen Carter got
Jalen
ejected,
Carter got ejected.
and
Yeah.
then Dickerson's been banged up since camp. So
Yeah, I don't think it'll be close, to be honest. But Detroit, the next week is the think where I think it's going to be closer than expected.
yeah.
But it's at Philly, so that makes me feel a little bit better.
I'm excited to see that game just because, a lot of people felt like if Detroit had been completely healthy and had topped Washington last year, that they would have been able to play with the Eagles. But I think the Eagles are too physical of a team for Detroit. If you can get Jared Goff on off of his spot, I really think the Eagles can make life complicated for him. And
If the
I,
problem we have with Detroit, which is going to be a wide open problem, it's either going to be a big problem or it's going to be something we addressed it in the trade deadline. But they
St. Brown,
they got two dogs.
yeah,
We got one guard.
hmm
We got Quinion. If we move Quinion, run with Amon Ra, Jameson Williams upfield, we
yep,
need somebody there. And that's the same thing going for the following game when we play the Cowboys.
hmm
Unfortunately, CD and Pickens are going to be dogs. It's
yep,
these two receiver type teams, Washington, late window. We got them two times in the late end of the season. So
yep.
just talking about the next four games, we got Green Bay, Lions, Cowboys, Bears. Say what you want. I think we leave out of there for 4-0.
4-0.
Lord willing.
Yeah,
I need to keep the play.
Chicago hasn't moved the needle enough for me offensively for me to say that they have a chance. I think that's a game that the Eagles can make Caleb Williams really uncomfortable and be able to dominate offensively because I don't think their defense is very good. The game before that, you play the Cowboys. Seems like that series always gets split. We did sweep it last year, but it's going to be a difficult game Sunday afternoon. They'll have a full crowd in there. Uh, it's a
It's a legacy
we
thing.
with our standards these days, you expect to win all four of these games, I think. And if you want to play home playoff games in January, then you need to win all four games.
These are facts.
Yeah.
I do believe it. We can win all four games. The Detroit the Detroit's the game, the only one that like doesn't make me nervous because it doesn't really affect like the overall picture of where we need to be at. But it 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 seems like a sneak that could happen, and I would
Yeah.
rather that one happen there and then win the straight out
hmm
than to lose to the Cowboys and then go in fluky against the Chargers. I just don't necessarily need it to be in question who's winning our division because
Yeah,
no one knows something.
no back-to-back division winners, no back-to-back division winners out of the NFC since 2004, which is still just a trend that haunts me because we've had some really good teams since then, and we just can't put back-to-back division crowns together. But I think the Eagles are the best built team in that division. The Giants are still a year behind. Jaden Daniels has been banged up. I don't think Washington's the same team they were a year ago. So to me, it's between the Eagles and the Cowboys. And the Cowboys are pretty rough around the edges defensively. So, they can have their two receivers, Avery, but we still have ours too. So
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't worried about us scoring a bunch on them. I was
mhm.
just worried about the CD getting going crazy
Yeah,
because Quinion's not trailing him.
right.
And I think all Eagles fans and hopefully the front office sees that.
Yeah.
Corey Jackson's not that guy. Keely Ringo can't be that guy. And
hmm
you know, hopefully they see that and make a play
Yep.
on somebody.
Yeah.
Who who do you think might be that play? Just
Corner.
some predictions. Sertan, they got a nice good guy out there who's
Sertan ain't going nowhere, and it would take
I
two
don't know why
firsts.
he wouldn't.
Because, like you just said, Denver's tough.
They're tough, but they ain't Super Bowl contenders. They ain't. I mean,
I think he might have already got paid though. I think he might have got his extension. He's the defensive player of the year last year. He's not going nowhere.
is that crazy? That's crazy. That is
Yeah.
crazy. Fair.
Uh,
That's
you
fair.
know, I think a really solid corner that you could look at a team that's not performing well right now, and a team that we've dealt with pretty regularly in the past is the Cleveland Browns. I'm probably if I'm Howie Roseman, I'm probably making a call on Denzel Ward and seeing what it takes to get him.
That's a nasty pick. That would be nasty.
Mm,
I do feel a little weird. We were playing the Vikings the other day, and I was sitting there and
Rodgers.
I was
Yeah.
looking at Roger. I was like, he's playing good this year. Why
Yeah.
we? I
Yeah,
know we
because
had
he had them dogs. Yeah, he was going up against some dogs last week.
yeah. I mean, yeah, he had a bad little game against us, but
Yeah.
we let that guy go.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
so
Let him
funny
walk.
to watch like people across the league that are playing so good, and I'm like, yep, he was an Eagle. Zach Ertz had a nice game the other day, and I was like, yep, hate that for me, but got her. But it also
Goddard.
helps me in fantasy football because I pick up these people because I'm like, I
Yeah,
know where
you
they
already
come
know about him. Yeah,
from.
I had to start doing Gabriel in a league today. So
I
tells you
started.
where I'm at.
I have Jalen in my keeper league, and AJ was out for me, but I was going against Saquon, and I was like, I'm just disgusted, but I'm happy at the same time. He had 18 points by like the second play.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, but you know, we'll lock back in. What's your spicy take for the last rest of the season? Who do you see there with us?
Seeing there with us right now, I think, you know, Dallas is going to have to string some wins together to be in that conversation. You know, I think that starts today with them. I'm not sure what's going on in that game. I can't see
Down
behind the
14-3.
14-3 Detroit or Denver. So, you know, I think a loss today kind of complicates things for them. You know, down there at the end, I'm not seeing it from Washington. You know, I'd probably say Detroit and Green Bay are going to be the biggest threats. Now, San Francisco's interesting. The Rams are interesting just because San Francisco's been banged up real bad. I think they moved to 4-3 today, and they just, they're a battered football team. They will get Brock Purdy back. They will get Brandon Ayuk back, but at this point in time, I'm not exactly afraid of that group. Some of these games down the stretch are just going to be hard for the Eagles. The Buffalo Bills game will be hard. We play that game on the road, go to LA to play the Chargers. They're good. Herbert's good. They have things that they can exploit, against our defense. So, but those are two teams that I think that we should be able to score the ball pretty easily on. And, with if we can get back to Saquon ripping these huge runs, then I think that the offense is going to be just fine under Kevin Patullo, who everybody wanted fired just a few weeks ago. So
Do you think that he actually switched something up, or do you think they gave more reins to?
the biggest thing that I've noticed in the last couple of weeks is they're going to play action pass a lot, and there had been a lot of discussion about Jalen Hurts not wanting to run play action because he's not comfortable turning his back to the defense. But the last couple of games, and especially today, they ran a handful of play action passes. And, play action is extremely pivotal to what the Eagles want to accomplish. I think it's very beneficial
Well,
whenever
we
they
got
can
away
get the
from the
play
RPO a
action.
lot more.
Yeah.
We're not doing.
Whenever they whenever they're able to run those play action passes, the defense can't sell out on Saquon the way that they normally do. But one thing that even Brady and the broadcast talked about today is the Eagles have put themselves in a lot of second and long, third and long situations this year, second and long or second and medium, third and medium, and not as much today. A lot. This game felt, I'd say this game felt the most like the 2024 Eagles that we felt this entire season so far. Probably the most complete game that we played on both sides.
I agree. I think that it was a beautiful game. And you know what's crazy about it is we didn't even have our number one receiver. We didn't have our full healthy line. We didn't have our full defense.
And a lot of people think that we're just going to struggle because AJ's no. You still got to deal with Devontae. You still got to deal with Saquon. Still got
And
to deal with
Goddard,
Goddard.
Calcaterra,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and then
and
Dotson.
guys, yeah, got and yeah, exactly. Dawson mossed that guy to
That
score a
and then walked
touchdown.
in the end. That was disrespectful.
Late in the third quarter, I think we were still up by 10. Darius Cooper was like a street free agent or like a practice squad guy for us. He got elevated before the game because AJ Brown was out. He drew a huge penalty today that allowed us to keep that drive going to make it a 17-point game. So guys stepping up. I think they just forget that we have all these pieces at times, and whenever someone like AJ is disgruntled, they seem to think that we got more guys that can do what AJ can do. So,
AJ is a dog though. Like,
oh yeah, yeah, he's an extremely important part. If the Eagles want to get back to the Super Bowl, he is going to play a major role in that.
facts. Well, that's what I got. I felt like it was a good one.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we're
Yeah.
always requesting good company. We'll be back in 4 weeks, Lord willing, maybe 3, depending on how it looks for us. Just know that the Eagles are winning the Super Bowl again,
Yes,
back to
sir.
back. It's
Yes,
not going to
sir.
be close.
Go birds. Go birds.